All right, everyone. For this tool, we are going to use the computer and the technology to help us collect data without feeling overwhelmed. And it's actually super cool because we can automate data collection. So we don't have to worry about remembering to check on goals and objectives. This is something that a colleague of mine started to do, and it spread like wildfire in my district because it's so convenient and it really helps everyone with that progress monitoring piece, which can be so cumbersome. I know that for me, when I've had a large caseload, a lot of times I don't even see some of them. They are, out in the mainstream and I'm just supporting them and making sure that their IEP is happening. And so being able to check progress easily with their general education teachers is really important. This is also nice if you have paras who collect data for you. You can use this as a reminder to them to take data at certain points in time. So, what you're looking at here is a Google form, which will be shared with you as a template called Progress Check. And as you can see, the directions are just simple. Please answer these questions to provide data on students' names, goals, and objectives. Remember here, when you're using a student's name, you always want to keep things anonymous and confidential when you're using technology. So I would use the student's initials. Um, if you're concerned that teachers won't know who you're referencing, talk to them and just say, hey, I sent you a progress check for so and so. Make sure that you're not putting anything identifiable from the IEP out there in cyberspace for data privacy purposes. So then your participants who are filling out this form will put their email and the date. And then what we have on the form is the objective that you're trying to check or the few objectives that you need to check on. What's nice about having the date is it gives you that moment in time, right? So the objective is the student will stay on topic during class discussions on 2 out of 3 days, or data days, as we call them in my district. Now, what this means is you need 3 data points to determine if the student stayed on topic stayed on topic on 2 out of 3 discussions. So what I have here is a yes and a no. So all you need that person to do is open the form, click yes or no. And then down here we have a, a copy of it just for you as you're editing. You can put in as many objectives as you want. Just so you know, when you click on the little dots there, you can always duplicate if you need to make more objectives. But again, you'll be editing these to suit whatever the student's objectives are. So if you click this copy button, it will give you space for more questions. Um, but for this one, I just left 2 there for you to start working with. Now, the reason I phrase it as a yes or no question is because that really helps me get a quick snapshot. It's easy for me to know, did the student do it or not? Not all objectives can be boiled down to a yes or no question, but it really is ideal if you can. And most of them, actually, when it's a measurable objective, it can become a yes or no question for your participant who's giving you the data. So once my form is all set up and I have the objectives that I want, obviously you would be changing this to be different depending on the student. I'm going to go ahead and go to send. Now you can send an email to the students' teachers. That is a slick way to do it. And that's how, people typically use Google Forms. But when we're talking about using the computer to make our life easier and using AI tools, you're going to go up here to the link option. You're going to hit copy. Once you've copied the link, you can close it and you're going to go over to your calendar. Now, let's imagine that you need data every 2 weeks. So every other week, you want a data point on the objective. I'm going to go ahead. Let's pretend we're starting data collection on April 8th. That's completely random, but I just went to an empty section of one of my many calendars. So you're going to go ahead and act like you're setting up a meeting. So I clicked on the date and I went to more options. What I'm going to put is I'm going to say this is a progress check, and we'll pretend the student's initials are RJ. We'll use my initials, right? You can leave the all day checked, because then that will show that this isn't an actual meeting. This is just something you need them to do on this day. And then, like I said, if you want it to be every 2 weeks, you're just going to go to custom. And your first option here is repeat every 2 weeks, and it will be on a Monday. And you can put where it ends. So like for me, I don't need it to end in July. I'll probably be doing my progress reporting around the end of May. So, that last Monday in May could be my last data point. So I'll go ahead and choose that. Then I'll click done. All right, next, remember we have to get that link to the people. So I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to say, hi there. This is not a real meeting. This is a calendar reminder to please complete this form on RJ's goals and objectives. This will help me with progress reporting. Huge thanks. And then you can put your name. Now, where it says this form, now is where we're going to get our handy dandy link. So you're going to highlight the word form. You're going to go to insert link and paste it in. Now they will have the link. And the last piece, oh, I'm so sorry. That's my doggies. I hope you can't hear them too much. So the last piece that you need to do would be, just to add some teachers that you work with. These are some of my colleagues that are coming up. So I'm adding the teachers that I would want to fill out the form. Now, obviously, I'm going to take them off because I don't want them to get a calendar invite. But like I said, you would invite the people that you need to take the data. So this could be a general ed teacher. This could be a para. This could be multiple people. Okay. So just for fun, I'm going to go ahead and invite my personal email. And when I go to save, it will go ahead and send it. And I happen to be outside of the organization, so I'll click invite all guests. Now, as you can see, I have these progress checks all set up to happen every 2 weeks. And that is a beautiful thing. Now, if I hop over to my personal calendar and I click on it where I got invited, I'm going to go ahead and say yes. All right. Now, when I go to this and click on the form, I can enter my data. So I'm putting my email. Today's date, we're pretending, is 4/8/2024. I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. Let's say that the student did do the first objective and did not do the second one. Okay. Then I can go ahead and click submit. Now, here's what's really cool. When I go back to my form, now that someone responded to it, it shows me response 1. I can click on that and it will give me the data just like this. Obviously, once there are more responses, it will show me a pie chart and percentages. So it's like, wow, there it is. Another option is I can put it on a spreadsheet. So if I do link to sheets, I can create a spreadsheet in Google Sheets, which tells me the timestamp, the email address of the respondent, today's date, and then the data. So it's pretty awesome. And this is a way that you can create a setup so that you don't have to think about your progress monitoring. And we'll discuss it further and I can answer any questions you have because I know that was a lot. Again, all these videos will be shared with you as well. But I hope you play with this because it has made my life tremendously easier. Thanks for listening.